I just felt like a woman who had finally come into her own, and I was able to control my own life and do the things that I wanted to do. She was a Catholic schoolgirl, a widow, a mother, and for 5 years, she was the most unlikely drug lord on the East Coast. She was a star athlete from a good family, educated in the quiet halls of a Catholic school in South Philadelphia. You'd never have picked her out of a crowd, but that's what made her so dangerous. Because Thelma Wright wasn't just another girl from Philly. She was the woman who would run one of the largest drug empires on the East Coast. A queenpin born not from the streets, but from tragedy and a relentless will to survive. Her story isn't the one you think you know. There was no broken home, no childhood trauma pushing her toward a life of crime. She came from a stable, loving, middle-class family. This is a story about choices, a story about a woman who fell for a bad boy, who tasted a life of unimaginable luxury, and who, when that world came crashing down, didn't run. She took over. This is how a Catholic schoolgirl became a cocaine queen, how she commanded respect in a world of violent men, and how she made the one choice nobody saw coming, the choice to walk away. In the city of brotherly love, long before anyone called her the boss lady or the queen pen, Thelma Wright was, by all accounts, a good girl. Raised in a wholesome South Philadelphia household, her life was structured and disciplined. 2 parents, middle-class Black family, love and stability as the cornerstones. That's what makes her story so different. Her path wasn't paved by poverty or neglect. She chose it. Her days were spent in the orderly halls of St. Maria Goretti High School, a Catholic institution where she wasn't just a student, but a star athlete. Thelma was a self-described tomboy, channeling all her energy into sports. Focused, ambitious. After high school, she enrolled at Temple University to study real estate, her eyes set on a conventional, successful future. Nothing hinted at the darkness ahead. In these early years, Thelma was the picture of promise, the girl next door with piercing green eyes and a competitive fire. She was on a path toward legitimate career, suburban comfort, middle-class respectability. But a single encounter would pull her into an orbit of immense wealth, danger, and infamy. And the good girl from South Philly was about to meet the man whose life and death would change her forever. In 1977, Thelma Wright's carefully built world shifted. Now in her early 20s, she met Jackie Wright. He was her complete opposite. Charismatic, powerful, deeply embedded in the Philadelphia underworld. Jackie wasn't a street-level dealer. He was a major player, one of the top heroin wholesalers in the city. His power was backed by connections to the notorious Black Mafia, a ruthless crime syndicate known for extreme violence. To Thelma, Jackie was the ultimate bad boy, and she was captivated. "We all like the bad boy," she later said. "We feel safe with the bad boy." She fell into what she called a crazy love, a whirlwind romance fueled by his personality and the intoxicating lifestyle. And suddenly, the world of 9-to-5 jobs was a distant memory. Fur coats, a fleet of Mercedes-Benzes, private jets to championship fights in Las Vegas, spontaneous shopping sprees in Europe. In 1982, their son Jackiem was born. For a while, they had it all. But the foundation was rotten. Thelma experienced that violence firsthand when Jackie shot her in the leg during an argument. Yet, caught in that crazy love, she stayed. As the drug trade intensified, Jackie moved Thelma and their son to Los Angeles for their safety. He flew back and forth, trying to insulate his family from the escalating violence. But the streets have a long reach. In August 1986, Thelma got the call she always feared. Jackie Wright was missing. Soon after, his body was found back in Philadelphia, rolled up in a rug with a single gunshot to the head, and the dangerous love affair was over. And Thelma Wright, a 29-year-old widow with a 4-year-old son, was left alone at a terrifying crossroads. Thelma flew back to Philadelphia and walked straight into a homicide investigation. The detectives started sympathetic, but the tone shifted fast. They asked her to write down the names of her husband's friends. She refused. "My husband's friends didn't kill him," she told them, already suspecting a man who owed Jackie money. The detective warned her the murder wouldn't be solved without her help. Her response? Cold, defiant. "I don't care. It'll be solved one way or another." Then came the question that changed everything. The detective leaned across the table and asked how they knew she didn't kill him. In that moment, Thelma realized the system saw her as either a suspect or a pawn. So she made a choice. She could retreat, try to build a legitimate life from nothing, or she could step into the void her husband left behind. And Thelma wasn't the quiet Catholic schoolgirl anymore. She'd spent nearly a decade beside a kingpin, watching, learning. She had a taste for the high life and, most importantly, a son to provide for. It's a dimly lit back room of a Philadelphia bar. Thelma sits across from 2 of Jackie's former suppliers, men who've seen her only as the boss's pretty wife. One of them smirks, slides a napkin across the table and says, "Sweetheart, this ain't no place for you." Thelma doesn't blink. She pushes the napkin back and recites, from memory, their shipping costs, their Philly retail markups, and the names of 3 lieutenants who'd switch sides for a better percentage. Then she says, "I'm not asking, I'm telling. Nothing changes except the name at the top." The smirk disappears. That was the moment. Using her husband's connections and a cold, calculated nerve, Thelma took over the entire bi-coastal operation. The grieving widow became the boss lady. She began orchestrating the transport of cocaine and heroin between Los Angeles and Philadelphia. In the late 80s, Philadelphia had an insatiable market, and Thelma Wright was ready to be its biggest supplier. As she put it, it was about getting to another level. The queen had claimed her throne. Thelma Wright's reign was defined by quiet professionalism. She wasn't loud, no gold chains, no spotlight. Her power was in subtlety. If you saw her on the street, calm, composed, pushing a stroller, you'd never guess this woman was the CEO of a multi-million-dollar drug organization. That was her greatest weapon. She was always underestimated. She ran her operation like a Fortune 500 company, logistics. From her base, she moved massive quantities of cocaine and heroin from Los Angeles to the hungry markets of Philadelphia. This wasn't a corner store hustle. Thelma was moving kilos. At her peak, her enterprise grossed an estimated $400,000 a month. She earned the nicknames Boss Lady and Queen Pen. She enjoyed the fruits, fur coats, luxury cars, travel. For a while, she believed she was smarter than the game. But the game always tests you. Here's a moment they don't put in the glamorous stories. It's 2 in the morning. But Thelma is driving back from a drop when she notices headlights following her for 3 turns. She takes a sudden left. The headlights follow. Her heart starts hammering. She reaches under the seat. No gun. She left it at home because her son had a nightmare and she was rushing. She pulls into an alley, kills the engine, and watches. The car rolls past slowly. 2 men inside, faces she doesn't recognize. They circle the block twice. Then they leave. The next day, she learns her main rival put a $50,000 bounty on her head. Not because she'd wronged him, because she was a woman succeeding in a man's world, and that made them angry. For 5 years, she swam in those waters. Every deal, every shipment, every call carried the potential for betrayal, arrest, or death. The high life was shadowed by paranoia, but she believed she could outsmart both outcomes. She was wrong. By the summer of 1991, the walls began closing in. First crack, July 11th, 1991. Thelma and some friends were at a late-night club when a gangland shootout erupted. She was caught in the crossfire. A friend was killed in the hail of bullets. For the first time, the abstract danger became real. She wasn't a CEO anymore. She was a target. Second crack, an associate made a critical mistake. He called the post office about a delayed package containing contraband. He was arrested immediately. A key link in her chain was broken. Third crack, her main supplier, her connect, was executed by a rival gang, shot in his own driveway. 3 weeks, a shootout, an arrest, an assassination. The message was clear. Her time was running out. The feds were closing in. The streets were hotter than ever. But the greatest pressure wasn't coming from rivals or law enforcement. It was coming from a 9-year-old boy, her son Jackiem. She looked at him one morning. He was eating cereal at the kitchen table, watching cartoons. And she realized, he's the reason I got into this, to give him everything. And now I'm about to give him a mother in prison, or a mother in a coffin. She saw only 2 outcomes, jail or death. There's no retirement plan in the drug game. So she did the unthinkable. She walked away. By the end of 1991, Thelma Wright cut her connections, dissolved her network, and vanished from the life. No arrest, no bullet, just a choice. She left the money, the power, the fear. In the ultimate display of control, she checkmated the game before it could checkmate her. She won, but not in the way she ever expected. Walking away from a multi-million-dollar empire is one thing. Starting over from zero is another. Thelma bought a townhouse, cut her hair, traded her furs for a simple look. She took a job paying $19,000 a year, a laughable sum for a woman who once cleared more than 20 times that in a month. The corporate world had its own barriers. As a Black woman with a mysterious gap on her resume, she was passed over for promotions, working twice as hard for half the recognition. Eventually, she found stability in real estate, the very field she studied at Temple. For years, she kept her past a secret, but she couldn't escape the impact of the products she once trafficked. In 2009, nearly 2 decades after leaving the game, Thelma took a job with a nonprofit. She managed properties for women struggling with addiction and mental health issues. Let that sink in. She was now a caretaker for the very people who had been the end users of her former business. She looked into their eyes, hollow, tired, broken. and saw the destruction she helped cause. It gives me an opportunity to see some of the destruction behind things that I had done, she would later say. This wasn't about her survival anymore. It was about helping others survive the world she once profited from. Thelma's journey of atonement didn't end there. In 2011, she published her memoir, With Eyes from Both Sides, Living My Life in and Out of the Game. For the first time, she revealed everything, not just to the world, but to her own son, who had been shielded from the truth. The book was a sensation. Her story was featured in BET's American Gangster Trap Queens and A&E's Gangsters, America's Most Evil, a USA Network drama series based on her life called Philly Rain was set to be executive produced by Mary J. Blige. But for Thelma, the goal wasn't fame, it was impact. In 2015, she founded the Thelma Wright Foundation, an empowerment program mentoring at-risk youth and incarcerated women. Her mission: education over incarceration. Today, she travels the country speaking at schools and prisons. Her message is unflinching. You think that you can do it better, that you can do it differently, she says. But there are only two ways that life is going to end. You're going to go to jail, or you're going to get killed. Her story is a unique cautionary tale. She wasn't a product of abuse or poverty. She was a woman from a good home who made a series of choices that led her down a dark path. But her story is ultimately one of agency. She chose to get in. She chose to reign. And most remarkably, she chose to get out. From Catholic schoolgirl to cocaine queen to mentor and reformer, Thelma Wright flipped the script on the game designed to destroy her. She lived life on both sides of the law and survived, carrying a stark warning for anyone who thinks the streets are a path to glory. The price of that crown is always too high. Thanks for watching. If you found this story compelling, like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. What other female kingpins should we cover? Tell us in the comments.